Okay, welcome everyone. So let us start the class today with a Saraswati mantra. Om Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. So let us start the first session today with Om. I'll share my screen. Uh, so I hope everyone can see my screen. Can you confirm on the chat?
Sneha ji, we can see it.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. First, we will start with Om. I'm using a calligraphy pen here. Just a minute. Om is the very first alphabet that we learn in Sharda. And if you see, everyone would be having questions like why we are not supposed to use a ballpoint pen and why we are supposed to use a calligraphy pen. Sharada is a Siddha Matrika, which is used always, it is written in the angle shape pen that is called kalam. It has a 45-degree angle. Okay, so you start from there, and that's how you get this tilted kind of a shape when you're writing the alphabets. Sharda across, like if you refer to the old manuscripts, or like if you go back to the ages and if you see Sharda script, they're all written in column. Nowhere like it is written in a normal ballpoint pen, or like not in a 360-degree, but it's written in a 45-degree angle. That's how the practice has been come through, so we have been following the same thing since then. So when you're writing this, make sure you're writing with the proper angle, because like this, if you see, this is the angle that it's actually written. Sometimes if you hold the column, what happens, it'll also go like this. I mean to say, the alphabet will have a shiroreka which is like this, like this. So make sure you're holding the column properly when you're practicing. So you have to get this shape when you're writing the Sharda alphabet. So let's learn how do we write Om. I'll first show this in Devanagari. If you see in Devanagari, Om is written like this with the Chandra Bindu which is facing towards the top. In Sharda, if you're writing, you will first draw a straight line, and then you will bring it down. They are all very sharp edged curves. Okay, if you see, unlike Devanagari, Sharda, it is having a sharp edged curve on the top, and this will have a normal bend here. Okay, and then you take it to the top here and you connect it to the edge of the where you started, and then you just bring this down straight. Okay, to the make sure the measurement of the alphabet that you write is proper. And you see here at the bottom, uh, if you observe, this is not extended too much, or this one, it has to be in the same level. And on the top, if you see the Chandra Bindu, you take it up like this, and then you slightly bend it and bring it down to the right, and here you add a Bindu. So this is how Om is written. So if you observe in Devanagari, the Chandra Bindu is facing on the top, and in Sharda, it is towards the down. This they call it as the Krishna Paksh and the Shukla Paksh of writing the Bindu. So I will repeat it again. How do we write Om? First, you draw a straight horizontal line, and then this is a very sharp edged here. In Devanagari, if you see, it's bluntly written like this as a curve. Okay, and then you see at the bottom, it's a C kind of a form, and then you don't lift the pen up, you just take it to the top here, connect it to where you have started from, and then you bring this down. And on the top, you draw this Chandrabindu. So, what are the things that has to be noted while writing Om is firstly, uh, you have to maintain the space here. Okay, it and this also when you're writing Bindu, you have to have this space here. Do not touch the alphabet. So this space has to be there here. This should be there. And this when you're writing Om, right, you have to touch this point. If you see this point here, this is the point where you have started, and when you're taking this up, you will touch at the top here and then bring it down. So all the 3 points are where you have started from. And on the top, it will be like this. I'm just showing you how do you write it in a normal pen. Okay. This is how Om is written. Next, we'll learn how to write A. If you want to write A is written like this in Devanagari. Whereas in Sharada, you first draw a Shiroreka. Okay. You first draw a Shiroreka here, a straight line. Okay. And then not exactly at the corner here, leave a little space here. The reason why I'm using a grid is you will get to know where exactly to start from. It's not like you have to exactly write it like this, but if you practice in this way when you're writing down the line, you will master the alphabets. Okay, so when you're writing, just uh, draw a slanting line, a small slanting line here, which connects to the Shiroreko, and then you bring it down straight. Okay, and then you make a curve here, a gentle curve here, and then take it straight, draw a horizontal line, and again you take it to the top and you connect it to the Shiroreka. Then you bring it down, and you see here you have to extend this a little bit compared to the first, and then you have to draw one more curve and stop it. So if you observe any time, I did not lift my pen here on the screen. So this is how it's written. First, I'll repeat it. Draw a straight line and then a tilted short curve, and then you just bring it down, make a curve, take it to the right, and then take it to the top. And then once you bring it down like this, you complete the second one here. What are the things that has to be noted here is this particular uh, line here, you see the when you write, this is at the bottom. Okay, so this has to extend, this piece here, it has to extend, and this will be here in the very first place. And secondly, if you're writing with a normal pen, this is how you will take the small line here and touch it to the shiroreka here, you see, like this. Then you bring it down straight, or O shape here, take it to the right, and then lift it up, touch the shiroreka, and then bring it down, and you complete this circle at the bottom. What happens usually when you're practicing for the first time, you all will be in a hurry, and the possible mistake is you will, you will try to take this up here like this. These are the things. Avoid it. Avoid this kind of a mistake. Usually, what happens? You have to take it to the top, bring it here. When you make a circle here, right? You have to just take it towards the right. It should have this 90-degree angle. Okay. And then you take it to the top and you bring it down, and you draw one more circle here. Okay. This is how A is written. Next, we'll go through how do we write A. So this is Devanagari A. If you're writing A in Sharada, it is similar to A, but I'll tell you where the difference is. First, you draw a Shiroreka, and then from the left, you take this small curve, small line here. You draw a very small line here, okay, tilted, which touches the Shiroreka, and then right below that, you just draw a vertical line. You make a zero kind of a shape here and drag this towards the right side. Okay, not tilted, it has to be straight. And once you reach here half the way, without lifting the pen, just pull this up and touch the shiroreka. Okay, and then when you bring it down, just like O, here you don't write O. Instead, you make this kind of a shape. This is A. I'll repeat it. First, you draw a shiroreka, and then a slanting line, just like A, and a vertical line. Bring it down, and then you make a circle and drag it towards the right side. And then you lift it to the top and gently bring it down here. When you're writing U, you see this matra. This is the A matra in Sharda. At the bottom, you make this you when you write U matra and all, how do we add it like that? At the bottom, we will bring this a slanting curve which depicts if you write with a normal pen. So if you're writing with a normal pen, how does that look? You draw a slanting line and then a curve, take it towards the right, touch the shiroreka, you bring it down, and then you see here, this is So when you're writing it will be like this. So is the Chit Shakti, which is a supreme consciousness of Shiva. So if you see the Sharada lipi, it is totally related to Kashmir Shaivism. If you're writing, every alphabet has its own meaning and its perfection. They have done like doctrines on the Sharada lipi, and the if you go through the ancient culture of India, uh, prior to all the technology, like we were all into totally education and all that in the northern part of the India. So they have identified the every alphabet and has its own importance. Since all the alphabets in Sharda is related to Kashmir Shaivism, every alphabet has its own energy levels when you pronounce it or when you write it. So that is the reason why we call Sharda Lipi a very powerful Lipi. It's a very divine, and that's the reason why we worship this in the Kashmir region. This script particular is mostly it originated and it is found in Kashmir. So that's what all the documents or the manuscripts all say. So if you look at every alphabet, it is all related to Shiva and Shakti. The entire from A to Aha, Ya, Ka to Kshatragnya, everything. The everything that you write, it's all Shiva and Shakti divine power that we utter or that we write. So A is the Chit Shakti, which is the supreme consciousness of Shiva. Whereas A is called Anand Shakti, which is called the happiness, bliss. I will also write it. This I'll write the alphabets once again. Yeah. So let me know if you can see my screen. Uh, yeah, I'll once again, you can just type in. Okay, fine. I'll start with Om again. We will first today learn how do we write Om, A, and A. Let's first learn three alphabets for today. So this is Devanagari Om. So if you're writing this in Sharda, how to first you draw a line, that is the Shiroreka, and then you gently bring it down here. This is a sharp edged curve, and then you tilt it here, giving it a three form, and you don't lift the pen, you straight extend it to the top and connect it to where you started. And then you draw a straight vertical line. On the top, how do we write the bindu? You see here, this is a curved bindu. Okay, it has to extend it. It has to, you lift it up like this and you extend it to the right like a sleeping form here. Okay, it should gently be like this, which has the height of the bindu should be here, and then this has to go down as and when it nears the wherever it has to end. and here you draw bindu. So this is Om. When you write I'll erase this so that don't get confused. When you're writing first you draw a shiroreka, and on the left side you see you draw a tilting line which touches the shiroreka. Draw a straight vertical line and then a circle here, okay, and take it straight towards the right. Please don't bend this, okay? It has to be a 90-degree. Take it towards the right, okay, connect it back to the shiroreka, and then you bring it down, and then you have to complete the circle. This is if you write this with a normal pen, how does it look? We'll check that. You first draw a shiroreka, connect it to the shiroreka, a small line which is tilted. It has to be like this, cross, okay? And then from that, you draw a straight vertical line, make a curve here, a zero, and take it towards the right. Lift it up and you connect it to the shiroreka. And then you bring it down and you complete the circle here at the bottom. This is next. We'll see how to write uh, this is when you're writing it is same as you first draw a shiroreka, a small line here which touches the shiroreka, drag it down. It has to be straight vertical line here, okay? And a circle, make a circle, drag it to the right side. Don't lift the pen, okay? And then you connect it back to the shiroreka here, bring it down, and you see at the bottom, I am making this shape here. This is it will be like this. You will draw a line here, and then this is how ends, and how does end? With just one circle here like this. And if you see, uh, if you're writing with a normal pen, or a ballpoint or a pencil, this is how it look like. Draw a shiroreka, a small curve which touches the shiroreka, and then bring it down, make a circle, drag it towards the right, lift it to the top, bring it to the bottom, and make another circle. Oh, sorry. Bring it down, and then make it this. So this is what are the possible mistakes when you're writing for the first time, right? It is little difficult to get the shapes right, but make sure if you don't lift the pen and if you follow the instructions as I have told, you cannot go wrong with the shape. So when you write a, first you draw a shiroreka. Okay, I'll show it again. And then use this line, curved line, which touches the shiroreka. Draw this straight. Okay, just like how you write one, right? Like that. So you bring it down here, make a circle straight towards the right. Note that this, it has to be straight. Okay, some people, what they do initially, like from my previous experience, when they write more, they just write it like this, which is actually, not right. You have to, I mean, as and when you're writing the manuscripts and all in the flow, you might get it. But initially, when you're at the learning phase, make sure you master the alphabet correctly. You draw a circle and take it towards the right side. Okay, and take it to the top, bring it down, and one more circle. Also, what most of them they will do is, when they write right, they will write the second one also at the same level like this. Avoid this. Make sure there is some breathing space between these two. I mean, it has to be in this direction. Don't keep it straight immediately you draw, and and also like this. So avoid those kind of mistakes. Take your time, slowly practice the alphabet. You will get it. So as I told you, Sharada lipi is a very divine lipi. It is not written in a hush hush, or it is not learnt in a hush hush. It takes its own time. It is a very powerful lipi. It's a very divine lipi. It is every alphabet has its own meaning, its own power. You just need to give some time for it, learn it with all your heart, and then I'm sure the Sharda Mata will bless you in the way she has to. So make sure every alphabet that you write it properly, and don't like, not for the sake of writing or like for sake of learning. Have that passion to learn and write. This will take you a long way. So as I told you, a is the chit shakti of Shiva, and it is represented like this, as I told you. And this is a is Ananda Shakti, which is the state of bliss that Lord Shiva dwells in. This is all related to Shiva and Shakti. So this is how the Kashmir, it has been evolved in land of Kashmir, which is Lord Shiva's abode and Lord Shiva and Shakti's abode. Uh, I'll show you one last time how to write Om, and A. Post that, we can open the session for Q&A. So Om, I'll show you how it's written. Om is written like this. Draw a straight line, a curve, and then a three kind of a form. Take it to the top, touch it to the Shiroreka here, wherever you began, and then you bring this down here. If you observe in the alphabets that you learned today, Om, A, and A, when you're connecting this here, it will be to the top here at the edge. Whereas in A, when you're writing A, this particular line, it is after a little like 1 mm space, you're starting the alphabet. If this is the Shiroreka and you're writing A, you will take this line and you will connect it here. In the sense, you're leaving a little space here, very very little, uh, which can just be noticed but not left much. Whereas in when you're writing Om, okay, you connect it here at the edge of the Shiroreka, and then you bring it down, and on the top you write this Bindu. Similarly, when you write O, You draw a straight vertical line, make a circle, drag it towards the right side, which is to be in the 90 degrees. And then you lift this and touch this to Shiroreka and drag this line to the bottom. And then you make a curve. This is a. If you're writing a, you draw a Shiroreka, a small line which touches the Shiroreka, bring it down straight vertical, draw this curve, circle here, take it towards the right side, okay, connect it to the Shiroreka, bring it down, and then at the bottom, you make this circle. Sorry, not circle here for a, it will be the shape, a slight bend, and you lift it to the top. If you're writing, you see this matra, you make this circle here and gently lift it up and keep this at the same level here. Okay. You have to keep this at the same level. Okay. Don't drag it too much or don't just leave it like this. You have to make this curve like this and you have to bring it to the same level. This is so this is what we learned today. And yeah, this Om here has a Chandra Bindu. I'll complete this. This is a. Uh, so this is all I wanted to share with you today. Om, A, and Ah. Uh, Now I'll unmute the participants so that yeah, now you can unmute yourself and ask if you have any questions or any doubts. We have another 12 minutes.
No, this is Satish here. Can I ask a question, ma'am?
Yes, yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. So just thank you very much. I think it was very nicely the first three letters. So how
Mhm.
many total letters are there in the? I mean, for example, 26 in English and Hindi में 33 हैं. तो इसमें कितने letters हैं?
See,
Alphabet.
this is same as Devanagari. Whatever is there in Hindi, it is all there in Sharda.
So
Yeah, the only the right way of writing is different.
हाँ
But
जी.
yeah, so you have all the swar, you have
All
all the
52.
vyanjan.
All
Yes.
52 swars and mentions, Satish ji.
अच्छा. Okay.
The,
So we have
all
to
these
learn all these
alphabets are
52.
directly mapped. Whatever alphabets we have in Devanagari, they are all one-to-one mapped with Sharda Lipi. There is nothing extra or nothing less here. It's all the same.
Okay.
Sounds are all same.
That sounds awesome. But all the way it is written is different. Yeah, it's totally
Yeah.
new.
Correct. Correct.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, to that, one more thing that I would want to add is I'll just share my screen. You're right. When you're writing Devanagari, it's the Shiroreka. This is for the entire word, right? Like you say Sharada, you're right, like this. Sharada, right? This is one line. Whereas if you're writing this in Sharada, it is all individual letters. I'll show you. So it is all like this. It's not connected. Okay. So this is the difference between Devanagari and Sharda. In Devanagari, it is with one Shiroreka you represent a word, whereas in Sharda, they're all individual letters, which has its own significance.
Maybe Snehaji,
Yeah.
when we do the conjuncts or words, that
Yeah.
time will make it more clear. Maybe it is
Sure.
too early right now.
Yeah, it is too early now. Correct.
Just for discussion, I mean, even in Sanskrit, the Shirorika is joined, and we have to, when we pronounce it, it is each word we have to dissect from the continuous Shirorika.
Yeah, we will bring that
you
point.
mentioned in the beginning that each letter of Sharda is very significant because it's related to Shaivism. Now, when I look at when you said Sharda versus Sharda in Sharda, this thing, you said it is individual letters. Now, which means we have to form the words in our mind first, and then we have to recite it. Anything linked to Shaivism on this? Why is it independent letters?
No, no. Okay, Satishji, I will come there. Actually, you have asked two questions. One is whatever Snehaji was telling, that is right. When the difference been in writing of Sharda and Devanagari is that for reading a Sharda script, you have to be very good in Sanskrit. It is very prerequisite. I would say once we basically today when we are reading manuscripts, because the way these words are formed, they are not mandatory joined with the Shirorekha at the top so that you know this is the word. You only have to do the Sandhi, you should know the grammar, and then only you can basically understand the words. That is point one, which I don't think we should take it now. We will discuss it later, 7th or 8th class. I think this is too early. Second point, as Snehaji today very well, she was giving an analogy because all these alphabets in Kashmir Shaivism, we talk about matrika. We talk about uh, the theory of alphabets. It is a very Kashmir Shaivism gives lot of emphasis about the sounds and how all these sounds are related to the supreme consciousness, to the whole existence, what we see around us, right? So those things we here are only trying to give, like example, she spoke about today, she also told that is the Chit Shakti and I is the Anand Shakti. These alphabets, these sounds are direct. For that, we need to go basically understand Kashmiri Shaivism and then understand how these words are, what is the importance of these sounds. So we are only giving an analogy while we are basically writing it so that it gives an interest to students also to go more than what we are teaching here in the class.
Thank you. Thank you, Maharaj. God bless you all for this initiative. We are really grateful for your initiative. Thank you so much, all of you.
There one more point which I want to say, only one request. This is only weekend class and we are trying to have this class very slow so that you understand this script in the depth. So my only request is for everybody, do not miss the class. If you are missing a class, make sure that you watch that video the same day or the next day, and then you do the assignments properly as instructed by the teachers. This is only a matter of 16 hours total, which will be 16 sessions, where you will be complete versed with the Sharda script, where you will be able to read, write, read manuscripts, write everything in Sharda lipi, write very comfortably the Sharda script, and this will be something new for you. So do not lose this opportunity. It is a good opportunity. We will ensure that we give you a good knowledge and you basically write the script very well. So this is only a matter. That's why I'm again requesting, do not miss the class. Try to be regular because it's only a matter of 16 hours in our life. Those 16 hours are going to be very, you have to stay with us, trust us for just those 16 hours, 1 hour every week. We are not asking every day. So you have to only spend 10 to 15 minutes every day as a practice also. And definitely after 2-3 months, I'm talking about those 16 weekends, whatever we complete the classes, you all will be basically Sharda learned students. And there will be a certificate distribution also. Certificates are not so important, but you understanding this script completely, it will be something new for all of you. And so that you can take it further. Further, you also teach it. Whatever you learned, you take it further. So again, I'm saying, even if there are some reasons, today we are only 40 students here, but 90, I think 120 students have registered. Maybe because of the time zone, they're not able to watch it. They will watch definitely in the evening. But my request is for them to watch this video tomorrow or today evening, and whatever assignments, whatever WhatsApp groups we have done, you have to submit those assignments in the box. We will not put any assignments on the WhatsApp groups because it loads everybody's mobile. So we will put all the instruction where how do you do assignments and where do you submit it. So that's the only request from the teachers here.
Namaskar, Mara. Where will you put the assignments? Sorry, I just couldn't get.
We will send you the
We will
assignments
send
on
the
WhatsApp
details.
groups.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we will just shortly do it. We will show. I'll share the screen and show you how to upload your assignments.
Okay. And we will have punishments also, right?
No.
Yeah, we will have.
Sugachi got asked on punishment.
Mara, kuch zaruri. Nah, but I think kudos to you, Mara. All of you. God bless your blessings. Thank you so much for the lovely session, ma'am, and all sirs. Thank you.
Darpanji and Srivalli ji have raised their hands. Do you have any
This is-
questions for Rakesh ji Mara? Please.
This is Srivalli, and let me introduce myself. I'm a linguist and I'm learning the script for my research purpose, actually. So I have some questions. Like, first thing, I didn't understand what is Krishna Paksha Bindu and Shukla Paksha Bindu. And also, I'm just trying to understand the scope of this course, whole course. Is it going to be limited to learning the alphabets and Barakhadi, probably? So
Okay,
yeah.
I will answer that. So what Sneha ji meant by the Krishna Paksh Bindu and Shukla Paksh Bindu is, this is all what we have learned in this journey of Sharda script. If you see whatever the way she represented Om, we have two ways of representing. Sometimes we put the Chandra Bindu on we make a moon and Chandra Bindu on the top, and sometimes it is inverted and Chandra Bindu on the down. What we have learned from our basically learned scholars, who basically have told us that these ohms are based on the whatever paksha you basically are writing it or are basically using that script. So that is why you have two different notations of basically putting the Chandra Bindu and that dot, right? So that is one aspect what we have understood. The other is the scope of this learning of these sessions will be, you will learn Sharda first alphabets, then conjuncts, you will learn all the rules, and you should be able to read any manuscripts very fluently and write also Sharda lipi as you are writing any other script.
Okay. And I have a final comment to make. Like, actually, the A and A, the two letters we learned today, are so similar to A and A of Tamil, except for the Shirarekha.
Interesting. I see.
Except for the,
very good.
it's very close. So I could connect to that.
Very nice. Oh, this is something new which I learned.
Yeah, you
from
can
you
look
today.
at the alphabet chart of the Tamil, so you can connect as well.
So is it based on the Granthi?
Yes.
Oh, very nice. Thanks for that information.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the session.
Okay, so before we have any further questions, I will just quickly share how to upload your assignments. So we'll be sharing a drive link, Google Drive link on the WhatsApp groups that we have. So under that, there is this folder named as September 2023 assignments basic course. So inside that folder, you will have as per date-wise folders. Like for example, today is 2nd September. So all the assignments, today's assignment will be uploaded in the folder named as 2nd September. And this on the right hand side, what you see is the sample sheet. This is how you are supposed to write your assignment. So for example, today you learned Om, and A. So you will have 3 sheets today. First will have Om, second will have and third will have A. So here you can see there are n number of, I think there are 6 to 7 rows and columns here. So you can similarly have the same pattern and write O and A and Om and submit it in the folder of 2nd September. And also make sure when you submit these assignments, put it in the JPEG format. And also the name of the assignment should be like how here you can see sample sheet written here. Please write your name instead of the anything else. Just put your name here. Rename the file as your name. Where you see the sample sheet written, please rename the file to your name and then upload in the folder of 2nd September. Now, when we have the next week's class, you'll have that day's folder and then that day's assignment will go in that folder. So this link will be shared in the WhatsApp groups and you can upload your assignments here. Everyone will be given the access, but make sure that not to upload any assignments in the WhatsApp groups. It becomes
Do we need to write it on a piece of paper and then scan it and upload, or does any tool?
Yes, you can just simply click a photo of whatever paper you're writing it on. Just click
Okay.
it doesn't have to be a loose sheet. You can maintain a separate notebook for it.
Mhm.
And then every day's assignment you can record in that. And then just simply click a picture. So for example, this sample sheet that you see, it's a clicked picture of the assignment. And then you
Okay.
upload it, change the file name to your name, and then put it in the 2nd September folder.
Okay, got you. Thanks.
Yeah, we'll also share the
Just
teaching
question, you
material.
are supposed to have used to the blank sheet to write or the sheet?
You whatever is okay with you. You preferably, I would say, take a 4-line sheet or a line ruled sheet, because
Okay.
in the blank sheet it's little difficult to sometimes write and form the letters. So
Okay.
preferably a ruled sheet.
Thank you, ma'am.
Also, we will share this the teaching material, whatever we learned today. The teaching material of this also would be shared in the drive link. There will be a separate folder named as teaching material. You can just refer to those for further practice. So that's it. I think if you have any more questions, we'll be closing in next 1 or 2 minutes.
Namaskar, Sneha ji. I have a question.
Yes.
When we think of a new language, so basically, there are two forms: the written form and the spoken form. So, as I understand, we can learn the written form of Sharada from this. So then the question is, if someone has a prior knowledge of Kashmiri, since Kashmiri has the base in Sharada script, so would it help to improve the vocabulary part when we learn the written part of it? So would it help us?
So Vikas ji, what we will do, for your information, let me tell you first point. Actually, Sharada is the lipi, and today whatever manuscript we see, 99% of the manuscripts are Sanskrit, which means 500, 600 or 700 years before, everybody in Kashmir was actually Sanskrit scholars. Sanskrit learned at least. Okay, now we have forgotten that. That is point one. Now, your point is right, that we basically can introduce the linguistic part of it, which is the Kashmiri. But originally, Sharda was used to write originally in Sanskrit. Now with, yes, that is the reason that we have even published that our third primer, which is the Kaushal Praveshika, where we have also tried to introduce how do you write Kashmiri in Sharda Lipi, because Kashmiri has different phonetics. Like if you see, okay, like I have to say choot, gant.
Yeah.
There are cheer. So there are some different phonetics. For that, there is a separate, we will, after these sessions, if you're interested, we can conduct one another session on only it, and it will be just 1 day session. It is, you just need to learn those 6 sounds, how to represent it. And we already have got a Unicode approval also for this. So very good news, I can tell you, as Veronica ji already pointed, that we already have a font. We have already digitized the script. Not only that, even the Kashmiri phonetics, we already have submitted to Unicode all these special phonetics which we use in Kashmiri, and they have even approved it. And they are going to launch in next year, which is 2015, based on their definite project line. So that is definitely, if you want to learn how to write Kashmiri in Sharada Lipi, definitely we can take 1 or 2 day session after this session. But today, this Sharada Lipi, as such, as I told, majority of our students are Sanskrit scholars, manuscript people who are working on linguistic manuscripts. And for them, today, when I see more than 90%, 95% of the all manuscripts which were written in Kashmir are all Sanskrit, other than a few like Lalwak, Rabbamani Wak, 1 or 2 additional. That's all.
Okay, I'll try to read more about this, but I got the clarity somewhat.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Okay, I think we'll be closing the today's session.
Hey.
Thank you very much for joining us. Yes, anything?
I have a small question. Like, can you suggest a good a calligraphy app for iPad, or like a software tool so that I can do it on my laptop? Because I usually travel a lot, so it's very difficult for me to maintain a copy and like do all those assignments. So I can do it in my iPad or my laptop.
You can download the new PaintX app, which is available on Mac Store if you're using Apple product. And for Android, definitely you can try few of the apps on the Play Store, which will help you to write with a calligraphy.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Sneha ji. Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sneha ji.
Thank you,
Thanks a
Sneha ji.
lot.
Thank you, Rakesh ji. Thank you, Veronica ji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.